Well, today was day 4 of the Jason Sadowski retrial.
In 2013, Sadowski was tried over allegations including solicitation to murder and false imprisonment of 2 women. TV6's David Jackson joins us tonight. He was in the Marquette County Courthouse today and has the latest. David?
Thanks, Steve. A majority of the time was spent putting evidence into record, including photographs of the alleged victims the morning of the event. But we also heard testimony from officers who were there and first on the scene, where Sadowski supposedly was walking to his vehicle, while the 2 women and the previous co-defendant, Charles Cope, were in the basement. Officer Jason Hart with the Marquette County Sheriff's Department was the first to take the stand today. Back then, he was an Ishpeming police officer and was one of the first on the scene.
I advised him that I had reason to believe that someone's safety might be at risk inside of his residence, and I needed him to allow us entry for it to be searched.
Did he reply to that?
He said no, not without a search warrant.
Eventually, Hart was allowed to enter, and when he got to the basement, he found the alleged victims.
As soon as myself and Officer Ray entered into that room, we immediately observed 3 individuals. We observed 2 females and 1 male. He was standing in place in between Becky Brissett and Angel Paris when I first observed him. As soon as Miss Angel Paris observed us, she began running towards us while saying, "You found us, you found us."
Hart says Brissett was the only one tied up, but wasn't necessarily restrained.
You said that she had tape around her wrist and around the pole, is that correct?
That's correct.
How was she able to get herself free?
While I was clearing the basement, she was actually able to free herself. As I was escorting her through the main floor of the residence, she stated several times, "Thank you for saving my life. Thank you for saving my life."
Today, evidence of the bruises and marks on the alleged victims was also submitted. The lack of any bruises on Sadowski's hands was noted. Detective Sergeant Crowley was called to the stand to respond to questions of why the Michigan State Police forensics team was not involved. Under Sheriff Dan Willey was called to the stand primarily to corroborate evidence introduced. Some of the photos were used as establishing shots of the crime scene. Several were of the basement floor, showing, in Under Sheriff Willey's words, pieces of duct tape with what appears to be hair attached.